And here it is. Tony Gruber will lead them off, the German. Just ahead of the very impressive young Belgian Robin de Haan, who's had a quietly very, very good weekend. Anthony Abissé rolling off third. Fourth is Robert Peach, a multi-time champion of this discipline, both European and world. Simon Kersbuk, the reigning world champion in this discipline, who has looked frankly unbeatable so far this weekend. He showed a little bit of frailty in the last round of qualifying, but one more result will send him through as TQ in what has been a really, really strong event for him so far. Other guys like Peach have been picking him as the favourite, and if you've been getting that sort of endorsement from your closest rivals and guys as successful as Peach, that says a lot. Kersbuk is the one with the target on his back this weekend, especially as the reigning European champion Oliver Mack has had so many issues. He's in this heat as well, rolling off 7. He badly needs a good run here to get him in some sort of position that isn't right at the bottom of the table. Dario Balestria, former European champion, as well, is 6th, and he's right up there as well. He was actually 2nd coming into this round. So 1 and 2 in qualifying coming into this round, roll off 5 and 6 in this group. Silvio Hackler is 8th, Grosskamp is 9th, another former European champion, and 10th is the Italian Lamberto Collari, the absolute master of this discipline. So many champions, so many trophies, so many top-tier drivers. This is the very elite of European RC racing. This is the very elite of world RC Nitro racing. And that is not even hyperbole. It's absolutely true. So the guys heading around on their out laps, heading around on their warm-up laps. They've got about 3.5 minutes of warm-up to go. I believe in the last round, Grosskamp was a little bit concerned about shouting from the pit wall. A couple of guys very vocal to their crews. And Grosskamp was making the point that it was quite a bit distracting. But that's absolutely to be expected. Now remember, what we're looking to be decided here is not only the TQ, which at the moment is Kersbuk, but we're also looking for our four Superpole runners, 2nd through 5th in the qualifying rankings. Those are the guys we're also going to look for here to set up. And getting asked the question about what motive power is Anthony Abissé using, I can tell you right here in a second. Being asked if he uses Serpent power. He does. He's running a Serpent car with Pico engines and runner time fuel. Now runner time, I can tell you, is the most popular fuel choice out here by some distance. Also, I just realised the top page of my notes is the original schedule for today, which went out the window about 5 hours ago, so I don't know why I've still got a copy of it. It's absolutely redundant. So we've got about 2 minutes to go. As we see down in the pits, we see Dallas and Javier from EFRA. They've been running a tight ship since the earlier delays, and they've been really getting the act together and making sure everything is marshalled as efficiently as possible to keep things on schedule. Big credit to those guys, big respect to them. They've really busted their proverbials to keep this thing on track after the earlier delays. It's all been good. And Felix Rigby with some info from inside the Serpent camp. He's the driver who's looked most comfortable so far in their camp. Michael has been chatting to him regarding setup. His car seems to be working best out of everyone. So that's from Felix Rigby, involved with the Serpent crew. Direct tutelage from Michael Salvin. Some of the coaching and some of the setup has been directly from him. As we see down in the lane, the mechanics and the crews for those top drivers. You see Krugevsky just moving back through there. I think he's crewing for one of these drivers as well. Or he's actually out there marshalling. He's a little bit delayed getting to his post. So he heads back out there. He was obviously involved in the last group. We have some top line marshals down in the lane as well. And a Chicago Blackhawks hat as well. Is that snapback or not? No, it's not snapback. We have 45 seconds to go before our top heat as well. In fact, there is an unmistakable form of Michael Salvin in the foreground there, watching on his driver, Anthony Abissé. So, it's about time we get this thing underway and complete qualifying once and for all. So, here we go. Get this thing on the road. Let's get this show on the road. One more time. Here we go. About to be placed down. Now remember, the original schedule was for Super Bowl to be starting around now, but we're about, I'd say about 15 minutes down on that. So we will, I'd assume, goes pretty straight into a Super Bowl session after this. But this session will be the one that decides who is going to be in that Super Bowl session. And away they go. Leading them away is Tony Gruber. Robin DeHont also there as well, as is Anthony Abasay, one of the top Serpent drivers. But the guy probably to follow in this one is our current TQ. And the guy looking to wrap it all up, Simon Kurzbuch. So if we just wait there in the middle section for a moment, watch the cars come filtering through. That's car 5, that's Robin DeHont. And then more cars come through. That was 4, that's Anthony Abasay. And then that car just come through right now. He's going to come through to the scoring loop right now, just beneath us. Down the start-finish straight, into the first turn. Into shot any minute. Now there he is. There's Kurzbuch. There's the man who is currently our TQ. But straight out of the box, it's Robert Peach with the fastest first lap out there, 26.628. There's more pace out there, I can tell you. I can absolutely guarantee that. Kurzbuch tight on the lines, though. DeHont is up in third after the first lap as well. Some good early laps from these guys. They're all relative on pace, but Kurzbuch to the top with a 26.537 lap. And he's straight in there with a 12-lap forecast on a 5 minutes 19.1. If he keeps up this pace, he absolutely deserves to romp to the TQ spot with very, very little opposition in his way. Peach, DeHont, Absay, and Balestri are the top 5. Kurzbuch, look at this. It's so neat, so tight. It's hard to look past him as a favourite for this event. He is the world champion in this discipline, and he's looking so, so good. Although Robert Peach has just displaced him off the top of the standings. He's about half a second up on him on the forecast. Balestri's now moving up as well. Those are your 3 big guns for this event. I really do think so. I think Groskamp, Kurzbuch, Peach and Balestri, one of those 4 is highly likely, probably most likely to be a champion come around this time tomorrow afternoon. And so Kurzbuch continues his march. But Peach is definitely the one leading at this point in time. The German driver, so ice cold, so cool, so calm and collected. I saw Peach and Kurzbuch actually having a discussion earlier during the rain delay. They both looked pictures of calm. Pictures of calm, focus and intensity. Now, let's have a look for... Sorry, Jan's been distracted by that wasp again. I wonder what was going on. That's normally what happens there. So, I'll tell you what, let's see if we can pick up whoever comes in shot first. 1, 3 or 5. Peach, Balestri, Peach or DeHont. He's coming around. Robin DeHont in the orange and yellow car. He's coming through the first turn now. There he is. There's DeHont. The impressive young Belgian who has done a great job out here. He's threatening the top 3 at the moment. And has just dropped to 4th a little bit. But all of the top 3 are within 3/10 of each other. Balestri, Kurzbuch and Peach, it is so close. Balestri is on the edge of picking up that TQ. If he gets another good result, if he beats out Kurzbuch here, it will be pretty much level. It'll be 2 wins for each. And it'll be tiebreakers after that. I think Kurzbuch might have the slight advantage. It's very hard to tell. As on goes DeHont. DeHont's still in 4th. This will still be a good result for him. And I'm going to see if we can find for the final 2 minutes of the session car number 1 of Balestri. Current top runner. Where is Balestri? I see in the 3 car of Peach. We are following DeHont. Balestri in car 1. Plenty of cars coming through. Right, the car of Dario Balestri is the white into orange car. He's coming through the first turn and the TKR turns right now. There's Balestri. There's our guy who was top of the standings, but Kurzbuch had just knocked him off in his forecast to go 0.8 quicker than him across the lap. Where do these guys get such formidable pace from? I literally have no idea how they can pull this out in such high pressure scenarios. Balestri was, if you remember rightly, in position to win this thing last year, but had a flame out at around halfway. And I think there's been an issue for Groskamp's car. Yes, it stopped being scored, so that's unfortunate for Groskamp. Worth also pointing out that Oliver Mack's been clocking some laps out there. He has at least made laps, unlike the last session where he barely completed one. Oh, Balestri really whipping the tail around the EFRA hairpin. He's just desperately digging for any sort of pace. Fastest lap of the session is Kurzbuch with a 26.1, but Balestri's still ahead of him on the forecasted lap times, and they are within 500ths of a second right now. This is outrageous. Kurzbuch back to the top. Peach also there. I think Balestri actually lost some time there in the EFRA hairpin on such slim margins. Could this session be decided? Robin de Hont is now up to third as well. We've got 30 seconds to go. Look at how slippery and how loose Balestri's car is coming through that EFRA hairpin. Round the banking, hard. Still not on the brakes, so tight into the HBI hairpin. This is absolutely picture-perfect stuff. This is the top level of RC racing in the nitro discipline in Europe, and indeed the world in Kurzbuch's case. Really doing battle here, and the intensity is just off the chain. In fact, Kurzbuch's now at the top. De Hont is now second. De Hont has really done a great job here, moving up, and he continues to underline his status as a potential dark horse for this event, as Balestri is wringing the neck of that car desperately through the final seconds. De Hont will make 12 laps, as will Peach, as will Kurzbuch, as will Abisse, as will Groomer. Balestri will as well. What a phenomenal session. The intensity right up at the highest level. Absolutely so close. But I think, judging by the result and judging by the ecstasy on the podium, I have a feeling I know what this means, because look who's at the top of the standings and look who is leading going into this round. It is Simon Kurzbuch, who is top and wins out by 0.19 of a second. That was all it was. Nearly 0.2 of a second between himself and Dario Balestri. There was literally no more of a margin between the two of them. Absolutely could not be closer. Robert Peach, third, just a second behind. Fourth was Robin de Hont in the end. He was right up there in contention and continues to impress. And fifth was Anthony Abisse. Then sixth is Silvio Hackler, Lamberto Colari and Tony Gruber. All of those guys made 12 laps. Oliver Mack on 11 laps. The reigning champion is going to have a lot of work to do here. And Groskamp only made 7 laps. And that, James, is our completion of our qualifying session. And soon